This is artist, entrepreneur, and art educator Eric McRay. I was asked a question about how do I manage my time and how's my time divvied up in an average day. I usually, as a whole, divvy my time up into three sections. One is production, creating art. Two would be marketing and sales. And third is just the business of maintaining a business, the logistics of taking care of paperwork and all kinds of things like that. And though that separation, those is kind of fluid. It may not necessarily be like that in every day. Often people believe I spend my day painting. Sometimes I may go days without painting or drawing or actually creating, but every day I'm working on marketing and sales or some kind of business aspect, because the reality is when you've decided to make a living as an artist, making art is a big part of it, of course, the creative process, but you do have to be able to get the artwork out there to be seen, to be collected, to be purchased. You have to build your brand. You have to connect with other people. Being alone in your studio constantly does not build a successful career. The old idea of some artist in his garret and some art dealer, Leo Castelli, discovering you, or Conweiler coming along, and then all of a sudden you're the biggest thing in Paris or New York. That's rare. That's truly romantic history revision. That's not the reality of how it usually happens for most artists. A big part of it is getting out there and being visible, being at events and building relationships, interacting with your collectors, your patrons, finding ways to market and sell your work, whether it's through galleries, art dealers, through the internet, through different websites like Etsy, having your own personal website, so forth. And then, of course, there's, envisioning your art, creating your art, putting the time into producing whatever it is, from photography to sculpture to whatever kind of method you work in. But your time has to be managed, and every day is a priority that I, in some shape, form, or fashion, engage the public and engage with people, because art is a people business. That's like manufacturing cars. You have nobody to drive them. Otherwise, they're just big pieces of metal and glass and plastic. So your art in itself has a certain intrinsic value because you create it. But the moment you decide that you want to build a business, you have to engage people. It's not just your own kind of self-satisfaction, but now you're presenting the product or a service to others. And so now you have to find ways to distribute information and interact with people. So back to the person who asked the question, every day you have to be working on your brand and marketing sales. That is every day. Every day in some shape, form, or fashion, you have to engage people, whether it's through teaching, through speaking engagements, workshops, doing festivals, exhibitions, if you paint on a street corner, whatever. Somehow, some way you must engage people. Find some way to interact with people. And then also you have to be aware of all the things from handling sales tax and taxes and keeping up with all kinds of spreadsheets and whatnot. That's not the really fun stuff for me, but I mean, it has to be dealt with, and you have to, of course, take care of all the particulars related to business, and that varies from person to person and the type of business they run. But bottom line, you have to produce your work, and that's where you have to take time and separate yourself from the world. Or if you can paint or create with other people involved, then that's what you must do. But productivity is a big part of it. You have to produce your work, otherwise you have nothing to show, sell, or to engage the public with. So that's the bottom line. You gotta stay on your hustle. You gotta stay on your grind. You gotta be disciplined about it. Take care of the stuff that's not so much fun, and have a good time doing the stuff that is fun. But in the whole thing, you keep a balance. You keep your head on straight, and you have to stay on your game, stay on your purpose, stay focused, stay within your calling. You got to push and drive yourself, even when you don't necessarily feel it. But every day you have to involve yourself in your business. Keep in mind, if you're in the business of art, you got to do business. So if you have other questions, feel free to shoot me emails and messages. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and if you can view my videos as well on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, please share, and if this content is really benefiting you and you think it'll benefit others, make sure you send it to other folks as well. Alrighty, take care, bye.